Abraham Lincoln sits alone at his desk as late afternoon light filters through the tall windows of the White House. A small stack of letters lies before him, some neatly folded, others already opened and set aside. Most are familiar in tone: appeals from congressmen, reports from generals, complaints from citizens who believe they know how to save the nation better than the man elected to lead it. Then he opens one letter that is different. The words are blunt, written with no attempt at disguise or subtlety. If you attempt to abolish slavery in Maryland, you will be murdered. Lincoln reads it once, then again, and finally lets out a quiet breath that might almost be a laugh. He crumples the paper and drops it into a wastebasket already crowded with similar warnings. Since his election, more than 10,000 threats have reached him. Some are eloquent, others barely literate. All promise death. None of them, he believes, hold the real danger. The true danger is not in ink on paper. It is moving through Washington's streets at this very moment. As evening approaches, a man pushes open the door of Ford's Theater. His presence barely draws notice. Many recognize him instantly, but not as a threat. John Wilkes Booth is a celebrity, one of the most famous actors in America. His family name is legendary on the stage, and his face is known from Boston to New Orleans. He carries himself with confidence, with the ease of someone accustomed to applause. For months, however, that confidence has been curdling into something darker. Booth has listened to Lincoln's speeches with growing rage, speeches calling for the end of slavery, for equality before the law, for a future that Booth believes will erase the world he knows. Tonight, something feels different. Booth pauses just inside the theater, his sharp eyes taking in the decorations, the extra activity, the sense of anticipation in the air. He grabs a passing stagehand by the arm and demands to know what is going on. "There is a special guest tonight," the man replies, smiling with excitement. Booth freezes. He looks again at the bunting, at the flags, at the careful preparations. There is only one possible guest. To Booth, Lincoln is not saving the nation. He is destroying it. The fact that even members of Booth's own family voted for the president feels like a personal betrayal. This is not the first time Booth has plotted against Lincoln. Twice before, he has tried to kidnap the president, hoping to exchange him for Confederate prisoners and turn the tide of the war. Both attempts failed due to chance, poor timing, and Lincoln's unpredictable schedule. But tonight feels different. Booth knows Ford's Theater intimately. He has worked here many times. He knows every hallway, every staircase, every shadowed corner. He knows exactly where the president will sit, in the connected state boxes, numbers 7 and 8. Still, killing a president is no simple task, and Booth's hatred extends beyond Lincoln alone. The president is only one piece of a much larger plan. Earlier that day, Lincoln meets with his advisors. The Civil War has raged for 4 brutal years, tearing families and states apart. The Confederacy fought for independence from the United States government, insisting that slavery was essential to its economy and way of life. The result has been bloodshed on a scale the nation has never known. Now, at last, the Union is winning. The end of the war is within sight. But peace, Lincoln knows, will not come easily. He speaks calmly about his vision for reconciliation, about welcoming the Southern states back into the Union without revenge or mass punishment. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton disagrees sharply. He believes the Confederate leaders should be tried and punished. Lincoln shakes his head. Vengeance will only deepen the wounds, he insists. What the nation needs is unity. As the meeting ends, Lincoln is left with General Ulysses S. Grant. Grant brings news that he will not be attending the theater that evening. He is needed elsewhere. Lincoln nods, but Grant's absence weighs on him. Together, the two men represent strength and victory for the Union. Separately, Lincoln feels more exposed. Later, as he eats lunch and prepares for the evening, his thoughts drift to a dream he had only days earlier. In it, he wandered the White House at night, hearing distant weeping. He followed the sound to the East Room and found mourners gathered around a covered body. When he asked who was dead, the answer came softly and clearly: the president. Lincoln does not mention the dream to anyone, but it lingers in his mind. That same afternoon, Booth is already moving. He goes to a nearby stable and demands a fast horse, paying in advance. The horse will wait in the alley behind Ford's Theater, ready for a quick escape. Booth has planned his route carefully. After the act, he will ride south, cross into Maryland, then Virginia, and seek refuge among those who still sympathize with the Confederate cause. To him, this mission is larger than one man. He believes that by striking at the heart of the Union's leadership, he can plunge the nation into chaos. Booth returns to the theater while it is busy with rehearsals and preparations. Stagehands move props, musicians tune their instruments. He waits patiently for the right moment, then slips upstairs towards the presidential box. His heart pounds as he works quickly, modifying the door so it can be accessed from the outside. He drills a small spy hole, just large enough to see inside. When footsteps approach, he hides, barely breathing, until the danger passes. He wedges a wooden brace nearby, a simple object that will later serve a crucial purpose. He notices that the lock on the box door is already broken. It feels like fate aligning in his favor. By early evening, Lincoln prepares to leave the White House. His usual bodyguard, a seasoned officer, has completed a double shift and will not accompany him. Protection for presidents in this era is minimal, often little more than a single officer. One man warns Lincoln not to go to the theater, sensing danger he cannot quite explain. Lincoln thanks him, but insists on attending. The newspapers have already announced his appearance. To disappoint the public now feels wrong. He steps into his carriage with his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, hoping for a brief escape from the burdens of leadership.